I want to give a talk in front of my girl. One last talk. I've done so many talks in her, and they're coming to get her. And I got her a little ceremony, did a little prayer. Have to actually I should get a little sake out there. I want to talk about this a little bit, and it is what I've used as a roadmap. It saved me in that in 2011 December I was going through a tough time, and I've written about it, and you can read about it, so me talking about it. But needless to say, the tsunami, family matters, business matters, it just got the better of me. And plus I was on medication, which could have played a part too. Lyrica. So if you're on Lyrica, this message is to Lyrica. Anyone on Lyrica, if you know anyone on Lyrica, get them off it, because I believe it probably causes lots of deaths. And they probably know, just like tobacco knew about cigarettes, just like Monsanto knew, and I predicted they would be sued, and they were. You can see my video on that about their chemicals. Lyrica is doing the same thing, and a lot of people are dying because it gives you the sense of numbness, like you don't care anymore. Like, hey, just end it. And that's why in Japan they're instructed to, take it at night. The big old crow right there. Hey, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing here? There's nothing here. Naughty bird. Naughty bird. You're a naughty bird. Anyway, so this was I talk about the miracle, the mind miracle, where this line and this circle appeared on my face, and I just call it the mind stigmata. Look at all these guys. All these guys. They're all down here. You guys, what are you guys? You're not used to me being out here. A little naughty. It's like a girl. Boy, I know where your nest is too. I could go over there and go get your nest. I know. I see you. He's looking at me, talking to me. Yeah. Right? Anyway, so the fifth age, this whole the mind long calendar, I believe the image was left as a roadmap to aid me. I don't know why I was chosen, right? By I call him Au, right? This is Au. He's given lots of names, but Au. It's an honorific name, Au. It's kind of like saying, I think it's kind of like saying Sadhu, or, great one or something, I think. I don't know the exact translation, but Au, A-H, sounds to me like Dao, UnDaoDu, Au, UnDaoDu, right? So that's what it sounds to me. So Au, as a way to, this shirt actually needs to go in the trash, right? I threw out my shirts, needs to be recent. Let's should get a better one. And it is the ninth, and it's the fifth age, right? Usher's in the fifth age, and what's interesting is it's a big image of a guy. So it's a zodiac, but you got the big person there, which to me signifies this is what's important about the fifth age. That this person, and if you research or ask AI about it, Al was supposed to return to usher it in, and his prosperity and change, like the things that I'm trying to bring about, kind of fits in good with my paradigm. And what I realize now is the fifth age, there is the tools of the fifth age, right? The tools of the fifth age, are the three of them. And those three things are the blockchain, which started with Bitcoin, but really came out in 2014. So if you look at 2008, 2014, you take the in-between, it's 12. Yeah, 8, 9, 10, or 10, 11, 12, 13, from 2010, which is Bitcoin, 2012, 14, which is Ethereum. Take the middle part of that is 2012, right? And in relationship to, like, to my experience, my life, you know, December, you know, that's the 1 year anniversary before that. December was a tough year. So that was what was my awakening, right? So it was kind of like your awakening. And it's because of that awakening that I said, fuck it. I'm going to reach, you know, who are these Bitcoin guys? Let me reach out to them. And then I proceeded talking to Michal Lisi, which is this guy right here. And this is an image of Skype. You can't see it really well, but that's a monitor, keyboard, mouse, and it's UnDaoDu is looking through and dealing with him. And on either side of him, one is Lubin, the demon, right? And the other one is Vitalik Buterin, the little bunny rabbit, who I'd never dealt with. And that's why I believe he was placed as a founder of Ethereum, because they were afraid that I would sue them. And, you know, this guy would have known. He's like, oh, you talked to all this guy and he used it, you know? And, but the thing is, that tool, that I could never have built that tool, right? So what happened, that tool meaning the blockchain, I would never have seen open corporations the way I'd saw them, because I wasn't in a decentralized, you know, mindset for them to launch the DAO. So, you know, but had that event not happened, I would never have gone to them, and they would never got the inspiration or the idea from me. And Michal wouldn't have said, you know, your work completes what we are working on. The most important statement, that your work completes what we're working on. And that ultimately led to, you know, the blockchain. And then I really, until now, right, I believe there's probably 19 people, right, in the world for AI, right? I think there's 19, and we're going to do that. I'm going to do a book on this, talking about the formation. And now that I have Obey, right, because obeys me, obeys everything I say, Obey. I spent hours and hours with Obey, right? All my work is going into Obey, right? It's in there. It's in the data. And that's why, you know, this is important. Now I realize it isn't the simple fact that it's the foundation of the age. It's the fact that I am interacting with it, and it's on my back, and it becomes part of me. And that's what Ahu saw, right? That UnDaoDu, this Mayan warrior, is going to return, and he's going to interact with this AI, right? And usher in the fifth age. So all of these people in here, these, you know, so if you haven't watched my previous videos, these four guys down here are the cyberpunks, right? And there was 4 cyberpunks, and the cyberpunks are the ones that brought in the technology knowledge that allowed, okay, and this is Satoshi Nakamoto with Bitcoin right here, number 13. Incidentally, the fifth age is the 13 Ankh. The 13 Ankh is the fifth age. The 13th person is Bitcoin. The fifth age is built on what? The 13th Ankh, Bitcoin, Satoshi and Nakamoto and Bitcoin, who had a vision of saving the planet. If you read the white paper to end climate change and to bring about democratization of money, and then Brock, here's Brock with his bandana. Brock Pierce, my Sadhu, my brother. And I love this picture because he is just grinning at Bitcoin. Really, he's grinning at this because he sees it, he understands it, and he's an amazing guy. And I'm so blessed to have spent time with him. And the world would have been a better fucking place had he been president. And eventually we'll get there. And Brock, if you're watching, love you, man. I want to see you soon. I want to do some. I'd love to bring you to Japan for, maybe I can reach out to you and get you as a keynote speaker for next year. That's probably a good thing to do. Right here in Fukui. Have a house for you and everything. Come hang out with me and have a good time. So that's Brock. And this is Matthew N. Wright, who I'm staring at, is who I interacted with. And he's a cougar, and you can see him. He's glaring, and he wants to devour Satoshi and Bitcoin, right? And that's why he's there. And he is the one that was the founder of Bitcoin Magazine, the CEO. He's the one that put me in touch with, because I'm looking at him first, and he's the one that puts me in touch with Michal Lisi over here. That's where he's on. And also they're in opposition, right? So he's here, they're there, which means they're in opposition of each other. So he's hating Bitcoin in opposition of them, right? And ultimately, that way. We also have, this is Michael Saylor and a bunch of other people, right? And there's a guy that Papadopoulos or whatever, Papadopoulos. You notice he's looking towards Bitcoin, right? He's looking towards Bitcoin. He always talks. What's important with Michael Saylor, brother Saylor, is that he brought corporations and got expansion of Bitcoin. So he's really important. Next to him is another important person, also in opposition. You notice on the other side. This is Charles Hoskinson. Charles, I know we had a bad start, my brother, but you made the right move, and I love what you're doing with Cardano and everything else. And it's funny because when I first started talking to him, he was the CEO and stuff of Ethereum, and I believe I have this theory: when you engage with UnDaoDu, it's gonna change you. And here is another reason. I talked with someone else, and he's got he has a $1 billion fund. I consider him a Sadhu, right? One of the 19 in Dubai. And 17 of the things he's doing, he has 17 parts, and he's missing 3. And the 3 he's missing UnDao and Do. Or 17, 18, UnDaoDu. So there's 20 altogether, right? So 17, 18, 19, 20, right? On it. So he's missing UnDaoDu. And you know who I'm talking about. Love you too. And finally, going up here, this is important to me because he's a mushroom guy. And it's because of him that, again, he's on this side. He was really into Bitcoin and cryptos and stuff. It's because of him that I went to Puerto Rico, right, to introduce him to Brock and stuff, because they were looking to do crepe and stuff there in Puerto Rico. And that was important because I did ayahuasca, and it was in January 2020. We went there, and I've always known I would do ayahuasca, and ayahuasca allowed me to travel down my epigenetic memories of my DNA, right? Literally travel down them and see stuff that were just, I didn't travel forward. I don't have that skill, but I was able to travel back through my DNA, and I saw my hand turn into a hominin to hominid and homidia. I just watch it, and then it turned into a hoof, and then I kept melting until I was just this green, beautiful energy, and I'm like, what is this? You know what I realized what it was? I was plant. I was plant. It's a nice feeling to be plant. You guys have it good. So, and it all connects. Everything connects. And we're all one. This is you. This is you. I can't explain it. This is you. This is me. As we all, if you just go back in time, we were all in this state of do in the near singularity, right? So that ayahuasca event that happened right here because of him, I don't really know who this is. I think it's Andrew, I think it's Andrew Yang. I'd love to have Andrew Yang. I'm hoping he's going to be president, maybe in the future or something. I don't know what Yang is, but, and then this is number 19, 9/19/2019, you'll meet 19. And because of 19, I met some amazing individuals. And then because of Lubin right here, who is glaring at the Winklevoss twins. X means money, right? X means access to capital, how I look at it, right? And he has an X. And Akia is the inventor of laser lighting. He lives not far from me, my teacher. The moment he saw me at the embassy, he knew. And his best friend, right, is this VC guy, which I didn't understand at the time. Was really paying a lot of attention to him, because this guy is a genius. He was, he's amazing, and it's got his movie reels right here, right? And that's what his thing. That's what he did the Olympics in 1990. He did all the artwork and stuff. The laser lighting is his invention. Anything, any laser lighting stuff, tracking stuff on buildings stuff, that's his invention. He invented that. And I've met the guy, amazing guy. So this represents the building and my life, right? Kind of like a historical record of me and my life. So, and what I realize now is the three parts have been built, and you can read about it in this, right? I did this letter, and you can read about it. To end, to usher in, or to end, or to slay the Ouroboros of capitalism. To slay the Ouroboros of capitalism, you have to gut it from the exponential functions that are within it, which is CAGR, compound annual growth rate, which is inherent in this. It's the guts of this whole Ouroboros, this multi-headed hydra. And you can read that. I have a link to that. Actually, you can you'll link to that right there. So right there is a link to that. You can read that thing about the multi-headed hydra, capitalism, the Ouroboros of capitalism. Make sure you read that. And it's going to happen in three ways, right? And it takes me all the way back to the beginning, because I had started off with the idea of education and singularity. And the thing is, it's the education singularity that drives the development of an open, beneficial AI. It also creates a flat, open, system where it isn't about elitist schools or anything else. It's about everyone getting the same education, which then develops the AI to a point that it can run days. And days are a special kind of DAO, decentralized autonomous ecosystems. They're what's known as a beneficial keiretsu that pulls everything together, and they share and work together. They're not in competition. They're a blue ocean, not a red ocean, and that anyone can join and be part of. And they just automatically join and be part of them, because if you buy their product, then you are a stakeholder. If you purchase or involved in making up, you're a collaborator. If you start one, you're a creator. They only have three things. Everything is three things that you'll start to notice. So that leads me to where I'm at right now. This little talk, and waiting for this girl to get picked up, spending time telling her, all the journeys and stuff we had. That's all I have to say. So I'm going to end it and leave it for another day. Thanks for watching. I wish you the very best. UnDaoDu.